are live. We are here with Eli Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
First off, welcome to the 12th Parsec.
Yeah, it's great.
Welcome to Vegas.
And let's just you got a crazy message that you're putting out right now. So let's just go ahead and jump into like what you do.
Yep. I am technically still currently on a journey to all four corners of the continental U.S. When I say the four corners, it's like actual physically as far as you can go.
Okay.
And I'm raising awareness for veterans of PTSD and veteran suicide, and it's been one hell of a journey so far.
That's amazing, man.
That's absolutely amazing. How many miles is that?
Altogether, when I'm done, it'll be just over 13,000.
Jesus.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
The walking part, I started in 2016 in November. 2 days or a day before, 2 days before Thanksgiving, and walked from Pensacola, Florida, all the way out to literally the Mexican border and the ocean.
Holy crap.
Went as far as I could go, and then Border Patrol shows up. And they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm going to the wall right there." What are you doing? Jeez. And they're like, "No, you can't go that far." We'll get into that story later. But so I hit that corner and then walked all the way up to Washington. And there's a little Indian reservation out on the point, and that's the northwesternmost corner. And went back to Seattle, flew home because it was winter time. And over the winter, I was like, nah, I'm done walking. I thought I could walk, 12,000 miles around this. I was like, no. So switched to a bicycle and got some bags and stuff, threw it on there. But instead of going the original walking route, I just added like 5,000 miles. So it just goes up and down. It's pretty much every major city in the country, except for like San Antonio and like somewhere like in Minnesota or something like that. I didn't get to.
Do you have a route? Pull up the route. Do you have like a route?
Yeah, how do you map that out?
Mapped it. Just kind of wanted to go to many cities as possible.
Is there anything we could see like online?
Yeah, if you go to the Facebook page.
Okay.
Four Corners hike.
Are you recording?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Gotta get the internet up real quick.
You walked. How many miles did you actually walk then?
I want to say almost 6,000.
6,000 miles.
Yeah, 'cause it was all the way over and all the way up. But when I was going up, I was kind of like zigzagging because I didn't realize how many different micro climates were in California.
Uh-huh.
So I'd be along the coast, but like, oh, this is great. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's super cold. So like go in like 40 miles. It's like, oh my gosh, it's burning up hot. So I'd go back to the coast. I was trying to find like that Goldilocks zone to walk on. And it's just, it's a little zigzaggy through California.
So just some insane like temperature changes then.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just pull up.
What is it? Four Corners?
Yeah, all one word.
Number 4, I think.
The number
okay.
4 Corners hike.
CORN. You put a U in there.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Not that kind of corner.
Yeah, right there.
Right here?
Yep, first one.
Internet's running a little slow.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
All right. You I don't know. You might want to click on the left or right tabs
Okay, right here.
on the picture. Shit.
There it is.
Yeah. Is it going to stay or is it still going to scroll?
Yeah.
Go to
This is always the hardest part.
the journey.
The journey? Okay.
Pictures. I haven't
There we
updated
are.
this in a while. Yes, scroll way down. These just little snippets from the journey.
Well, you definitely seen plenty.
Yes, and it's wow. It's been amazing.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. Look at this.
Maybe that's
Oh
it.
shoot, that's not it. That's well, yeah. Go to click that thing. That's to
This right here?
That's to the Facebook page.
Okay.
The hardest part about a podcast is always finding the right page.
Yeah.
So let me click on it. Oh, maybe right here. There we go.
You got it, buddy? There you go.
Okay. Go to photos, and it should have cover photos.
Yeah, right there. You're just on it.
Yeah, the
there we
second one. There we go.
Okay.
Here we are.
All right. So yeah, the green is where I started walking in Pensacola.
Okay.
So went all the way over, then all the way up.
So that was how long was that first leg?
That was almost exactly a year.
Holy
Take
crap,
me to walk
man.
that far.
Wow.
An entire year.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's insane.
Yeah, November 22nd is when I started walking, and you can see like it's like got a couple of delays now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like mid-October when I hit the other corner in Washington.
So
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 it's
you said
almost-
you said you stopped right when you got to Washington? You flew back home, you said?
Yeah, because it's wintertime. I'm
Okay.
not about to walk through the Rocky Mountains.
Okay. So
No.
when
I love you vets so much, but I'm just nope.
when did you pick back up? Like where did you
Then
is that the
when
second leg?
When I switched to the bicycle,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to, obviously you can see I added more. It used to be like a straight line over.
Yeah.
All the way across.
So you
Yeah.
started off just kind of going around the outside.
Yeah,
When
I
you
was
switched to the bike.
Yep.
Okay.
So I actually launched from Vegas here
Okay. I
the
see that
next
there.
year and went up to like exactly where I left off,
Okay.
and then came back down and up and down and over.
So you went through Colorado right there?
Yep.
Nice, nice. That's where we're originally from there,
Oh,
so.
yeah.
What so what time of year did you do the bike leg then?
I left in March, and then I think I got back to Ohio in October again.
Okay.
So it was
And how many miles was that run?
Can't remember off the top of my head.
That's
few
just
few
insane.
thousand.
So the final, did you do the final leg or?
I started the final leg spring of 2019 last year.
Okay.
Then get to DC, 3 blocks away from my hotel. Going down the road, I'm like, oh, this is great. This wonderful hotel put me up next to the White House. It was like this palace.
Holy crap.
And got senators to meet, got like all sorts of lawmakers, people, big people at DC meetings all week.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just thinking about that going down, and I look in my rearview mirror. I'm like, oh, that's weird. There's a bike or a car in the bike lane. Again, keep going. Like, oh, it's a beautiful day. Looking around, looking. It's like, oh, it's getting closer. Better speed up. Oh, it's a great day. Look at this. And not thinking, oh, I should just get out of the way.
Uh-huh.
And then next thing I know, I just hear, boom.
No way.
And I go flying forward. He ran me probably going like 40 miles an hour.
On purpose?
Holy
On
crap.
purpose.
Do you know why?
No, hit and run.
Holy shit.
And it happened a block away from the FBI Hoover building.
Oh wow.
Couldn't find him. Even though there were actual FBI agents on the case. Once they heard like what happened, you know, they're going to find out what happened. You know, police
Yeah.
are out in front. But yeah, a couple of them contacted me even like months later saying, we're sorry, man. Like we got the video, but we just can't focus in on that license plate well enough. And we tried to like go back, and they spent months trying to find like footage to go backwards with cameras. They're like,
So-
really sorry, can't
Oh,
find
that
them.
sucks.
Do you know anybody there that would have like even been mad at you?
No,
No?
no.
Just a
It's
random
yeah.
How do you have like anything like American flags on your bike or anything?
There
like
was, I
that?
have a flag I've had since Texas.
Okay.
That was on the back, but I just think it was just,
And when did that happen? When did that happen?
that happened July 19th last year.
Of last year.
Yeah.
See, so nobody hated anything at that
Yeah.
point in time.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Yeah.
happy with America then.
I mean, the people of that city were great. There was like 10 to 15 people that ran towards me immediately, and they were saying like, "Oh my gosh, the guy hit you on purpose." Like, yeah, and I'm trying to like, when I was tumbling the whole time, I'm trying to keep my head up
Yeah.
and look like, is this guy going to come finish me off? And then when I
Oh.
kind of like saw him drive by, I kind of relax a little bit, assess the situation.
Oh my
Like you can see like the scars,
Dude, so
there.
how bad were you injured?
and there's a spot there on my
Wow.
elbows, and the
Oh wow.
knees are all banged up. Broke my foot. Yeah.
So he hit you pretty quick.
Oh, he definitely wanted
That
to
just
kill me pretty much.
Wow.
fucking
man.
blows my mind.
That's
that,
insane.
Yeah. And yeah, they all came up and like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And saw my flag on the ground. I was like, one of the first things I said, I was like, just pick up the flag. And they brought my bicycle out. They're already on the phone with 911. And so I'm sitting there like, oh, this isn't good. So
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
get on my phone with bloody hands and like message my coordinators and stuff like, hey, I'm okay. And then sent pictures like, I don't think I'm going to be in DC very long. Let the hotels know to like put things on pause. And
so that was your first go-to, was to let them know.
yeah, I
Okay.
was like, yeah, this, because I didn't know, like, am I going to go to the hospital, go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
surgery, things like that. And so my brother immediately, I was like, hey, call my brother, call my mom, tell them what happened. Brother was instantly got out of work, started driving out. But like the bike was just like destroyed. And
Wow,
I
man.
told someone, I was like, hey, you stranger man, can you please take this bicycle to this hotel around the corner? He's like, no problem, got you covered. And got to the hotel after the hospital incident, and they're like, hey, we got your bike in your room, no problem. You need anything? And I'm on crutches, like can
Yeah.
barely move. And I ended up like calling down. I was like, hey, I can't get out of bed. Like, can you hand me that?
Fuck.
Can you have someone come up here, like turn off the lights? And
Yeah.
they're like, no problem. And they came up, like,
Wow.
what do you need? Like, they
Super
brought
helpful.
oh my gosh, yeah, they brought like water to the bedside, and
That's awesome.
it was pretty awesome. And that's kind of how all of America, in my views and experiences, is. There's so many people out there all across the country that are just good people.
Yeah.
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 You watch the news, and my friend made a joke once. He said, you watch the news, and this was years ago,
Yeah.
more relevant today, is that you're going to watch the news and they're going to say, your kids could be dead by 9 p.m. tonight. Details at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just,
That's true.
your neighbors are going to kill you.
The mainstream
It's
media.
Like, man, you can't. That's not what it was. When I started walking, I didn't have a plan. Didn't have like presence online or anything. I had a little card that had a link to a little tiny Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I would get into towns like, oh, don't really see a place to sleep safely. I just go knock on a door. Like, hey, back up from the door a little bit. I'd say, this is my name. This is what I'm doing. Can I set up my tent in your yard? And I'll be out early in the morning, probably before you even wake up. There was only one person that said, yes, you can set up your tent in our yard. Everyone else is like, you don't got to do that. Come on in.
Wow,
And I'm
man.
like, whoa. And I'm from Columbus, Ohio. And this is, South, very different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
they'd be like, crazy man, get out of here. But they're like, no, come on in. We're having spaghetti. Here's my
Holy
kids.
crap.
Like that. I'm like, oh, cool. And yeah,
That's amazing.
it's just there's so many great people all over the country.
That's
Yeah.
what's really good to hear, is the fact that people were like that. Because, I mean, I guess like for me, I don't believe that that's the way anybody is. And I think it's just because of, you do have a bad taste in your mouth today. You have hopes that that's how people are. But just through media, movies, anything that's put out now, it just puts it out that don't mess with anybody. Nobody wants to talk to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
you know.
It's amazing the contrast of what you're seeing in real life versus what you see on a screen.
On TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I lost a couple guys I served with to suicide. And it sounds cliche, but I just felt like I always had to do something about it.
Okay.
And I looked at different ways people did awareness and things like that. I'm like, oh, and I came across people that did cross-country walks for various things. And I met a couple of them randomly out in the wild. Met a dude from England who was running 30,000 miles all over the world. Just ran into him out in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
And actually met up with him a couple more times because he would go backwards to teach his physical training for kids. And I would walk along. So he'd come back to where he was and he'd run. So he'd catch up to me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I got
cool.
into some small town and they're like, well, this is real strange. There's just a fella from England that just ran in here. I was like, Jim? He's like, yeah. He's down at Emily's Donuts. And it's like, oh, I go, Jim, what's up? He's like, oh, hey.
That's cool, man.
So I thought, I'll do something like that, but I want to do something that's really never been done before.
Yeah.
So I had some friends over, and guy was like, maybe we were drinking, maybe not, and he's about to fall asleep on my couch, and he just wakes up. He goes, dude, you should just like go all four corners of the country or something like that. Like dozed off.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But then that seed got planted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, has that even ever been done before? And I looked it up. I was like, no. It's like, oh. So started looking into it. Different times of year, weather patterns
Dude, wow.
it's like, okay, I think I can do this.
So did you have like a team backing you? Like any
No.
Just you.
No,
just you?
just me.
Wow,
I remember
man.
the day that once I figured like I'm going to do this, I can do this. I'm going to have to sell everything I own. I'll get into that in a second. But I said, got the route out. I met my mom after she got off her shift. She worked second shift.
Uh-huh.
So in the morning, we meet at Bob Evans. And I was like, something I want to talk to you about. Something I want to do, and explaining it.
You might want to sit down for this one.
Yeah. So I had the map kind of similar to what we saw on the screen, and she's like, well, what the hell is this? I said, I want to walk to all four corners of America. He goes, you freaking stupid? She goes, the bears are going to eat you.
The bears.
This is like, no, Mom, bears are going to be. And then she kind of thought I was joking.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't until like a couple of weeks later, she's like, oh, you're really going to do this. Like,
When
yeah.
you were actually starting
Yeah.
to plan for it?
Yes.
Wow, man.
So I had to sell everything I owned. And when I say everything, literally everything. Kitchen towels to my pickup truck.
Okay.
Nothing to me. I had like 2 suitcases of like sentimental things I kept.
Yeah.
Took me 2 months to sell everything.
So was that, how long was the planning for? Or was it just basically that 2 months?
I think I planned maybe a total of 4
Okay.
off and on. But
That was just
wasn't-
getting your route and everything down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, walk that way, walk down this road. Okay.
So you had no real like plan of where you were going. You were just
No, I knew the towns that I had to go to.
Mhm.
But that's about it.
okay.
I didn't know like what day am I going to get in that town. I don't know. I'm walking. Yeah. So,
That's crazy, man.
So-
Most of these places you'd never even been to before.
oh yeah, no.
So that's the
Wow.
crazy part though, is because you can't even, at least if you're driving, you could kind of plot out, okay, I'll be here on this day. But if
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
walking, if a rainstorm or something
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
happens,
Yep.
you're delayed.
I've had so many reporters call me and say, "Oh, what time are you getting in town?" It's like, dude, I'm 4 days away. I think. I don't know. I'm not going to be there Tuesday at 2:15.
Yeah, you can't guarantee it.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll give you like an hour heads up, man. But the reason I had to sell everything is because I've gained about 30 pounds since last year
Okay.
because I haven't been,
Yeah.
riding a bicycle.
Especially with an
every day.
injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was probably 60 pounds heavier than I am now
Okay.
before I wanted to do this. So I was fat. So I'm going around telling people, hey, you want to help me out? I want to do this walk for veterans. And they're looking at me like, your fat ass ain't walking nowhere. Get out of here, kid. I was like, oh, man, I've got to sell everything.
Yeah.
And boy, did that money go quick. That
I can only imagine.
backpacker meals and just the gear and
Everything you needed.
the food. And I'm so sick. I've eaten so many Snickers bars and Power bars and peanut butter.
I was going to say, coming into this, did you study nutrition at all to make sure you were staying healthy out there? Or?
I knew that
Or was that just from the military kind of?
No, just
No.
eat whatever. I ate whatever I want on the
Okay.
journey. Yeah, you're just burning it through it so
no
fast.
special diet or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, I've never really researched on like what cross country guys do or anything like that. So.
Did you train at all? Did you work out or anything?
I walked around a couple of neighborhoods a couple of times, but
That's awesome.
I
man.
didn't like go hike the Appalachian Trail to prepare for this. No, I literally got out of the airplane. I had a duffel bag, then my backpack because I couldn't fit. It was weird. I needed to like have things separated. So then I quickly realized before I even left the airport, it's like I have too much stuff. So put a bunch of stuff just in the trash. And,
Wow.
and got to my first host that night. And I was like, this is too heavy. I sent home 21 pounds the first day.
Wow.
I was like, can you mail this out for me? Here's
Oh,
some
was it
cash.
just like clothes and stuff like
It was
that,
just
or
random stuff. It's
Okay.
like, do I absolutely need this? And
books and?
yeah, just
Okay.
stuff. And as it went on, it's like, oh, I don't need that. Don't need that. And
kind of scaled down.
yeah, people would give me shirts and stuff, and like switch to a backpack to a cart because I couldn't carry enough food and water to get through like the desert areas. So I just got a cart. Then I thought, I'm living large. I'm in Arizona. Got a cart. I've been having a backpack this whole time. I can carry a small cooler now.
Oh shit!
I have cans of Chef Boyardee.
You were set.
I'm a king. This is,
what-
this is great.
What did the cart look like? I'm curious.
It's a dog cart.
Okay.
Yeah, they push bigger dogs in, and that's usually what people do. I messaged a couple people. I saw like pictures. They did their little cross.
So you're kind of running with like a
cart.
doggy stroller.
Yeah, it's literally a dog.
Okay.
Like, what do they call it? With the babies in them.
The stroller.
Stroller.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay,
a dog
okay.
stroller. Yeah. So
And you just hooked that to? Was that on your bike or?
Oh, he
no, that was when
That
I
was
was
when you were
walking.
walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just pushed it. Had a little chair. Oh,
Nice,
it was.
man.
Oh, it was. Those are good times.
You're living the dream right there.
Oh, I was so happy. And
At any point was it pretty tough? Obviously, it's freaking insane what you did. But were there any points where you were like, "Holy crap"?
yeah, there was in Texas. There was a stretch of 5 days I walked through nothing before even getting to a town. That was like, man, can these cars just stop and like give me some water?
Holy
Something
shit!
cold, because everything at that
was
point
done,
was
yeah.
just room temperature. And there was one car that stopped to give me a gallon of water. I was like, oh, thanks, man.
So did they just stop and give you water because they saw you, or did they know who you were?
No, that at that point, I don't think that many people
Nobody knew what you were
about
doing.
it.
Okay.
And I don't blame them. If
Yeah.
I'm out in the middle of nowhere in Texas and I see some dude with some decked out backpack, no cell phone signal,
And a dog
I've
stroller.
been driving for 3 hours since the last little town. No, this dude's crazy. I'm not stopping for this guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't blame him for not stopping.
Here in Vegas, you see anybody walking with a dog stroller on the side of the road, you don't stop.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of those already. But
So 5 days.
yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
that was there was a goat.
What was the temperature at that time, though?
Got to hear that.
I think it got up to like mid 80s.
Okay, so
But
it was
it was like December.
okay.
So
Okay,
that's-
you're not in the middle of July then.
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
no. So yeah, there was a goat that showed up, and I'm looking at it, and it's just one goat. It's like, okay, where's the herd at?
Yeah.
Nope. So
Just one
I
goat.
keep like looking back, like there's that goat. It'd stay about 100 yards away. I think the closest it's got was maybe like 40 yards or something. And I felt like Kevin Costner on Dancing with Wolves with this wolf thing. It's following me. I was like, oh, hey, goat, how's it going? And yeah, it followed me, I think, for like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember
3 days.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah. It was just this wild goat following me. It was weird.
So when he would stop and sleep, he'd just hang out with you?
I don't know. I didn't hear him. It wasn't
But
like
the next day he'd be there.
yeah. Next day I keep walking.
What?
Look, there's that goat. Yeah, it was always like behind me. Yeah, when the day one, within 10 minutes of the walk starting in Florida, it was an armadillo came out from the bushes and just looked up at me. I'm like, oh, hey, buddy. And then just like walked by me. like a dog for like about 20 minutes.
So,
And then it went off into the woods.
So you were pretty much just one with wilderness at this point.
I felt like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, something like that.
I wonder if at that point in time, because maybe just maybe me going off here, but like your mindset puts you in that, so maybe that's why they felt comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like one with wilderness.
There's got to be some scientific reason for this.
I have no idea.
Maybe you did put yourself, and they just felt that energy or that presence that you're like, hey, I'm not here to harm you.
Makes sense to me. But I remember it was the 5th day. I was like, okay, I'm going to get into this town. Remember, I started walking that day, and I was looking for this goat.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see the goat. So I'm like, hey, goat, where'd you go, goat? I'm like yelling around. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm yelling for a goat.
I was going to say, now nobody's giving you water.
I need to see some people, man.
Felt like Tom Hanks on Castaway.
Yeah. But no, there's been a gang in San Diego that had a bounty on my head.
What?
Yeah, they saw me on TV.
Are you
They
serious?
just wanted me dead for a gang initiation.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was at lunch. I think I was a couple days away from getting into LA. Or no, San Diego. Yeah. Because the sheriff's office called me. I'm eating lunch. Ring, ring. Hello? Is this Eli Smith? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. And you go, are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm eating lunch. Yeah, what's up? Oh, this is the San Diego County Sheriff's Office. Well, and they told me, like, this gang, I can't remember the name of whatever it was. And they're like, you've been announcing on your social media, like on this day, I think it was like April 21st or something, I'm going to be going to the corner. And they wanted me to change it. I was like, I ain't changing you know how long I've been walking to get to this corner?
Fuck.
I'm not postponing it.
I just walked with a goat for 3 days.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not postponing it. So the guy who's here with me now, Santiago, he came down from Monterey and he walked with me to that corner.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Because, I was like, hey, if someone could walk with me, that's fine. I'm not changing the date. But he's like, yeah, I'll come. And we left at 6:30 in the morning. Not a problem at all. And we learned that just gangsters don't like to wake up that early.
Too early for him, huh?
Yeah, way too early.
Nice.
How long were you walking that day then? Was it just
That
not
was
very
21 miles that day.
Okay, so you didn't have much more to go.
Yeah. It was, I'm waking up. We're going to hit the corner. The guy stayed with Jimmy. I was like, you need to bring your truck because I'm not walking 21 miles back. I'm going to take a break for a little bit. And it was a good time. So we're getting to San Diego. You got to park in a weird spot and go down these dirt roads. You can take a horse there, but it's some like big wildlife preserve.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking there. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is it. We're finally here. So I'm pushing my cart. And all of a sudden, this 4-wheeler shows up. What are you doing? I was like, whoa, dude, like ski mask, everything.
Really?
Like the Cicero Day of the Dead stuff. It's like,
Holy shit.
Whoa, you don't look like the Border Patrol I've seen on TV. And I'm like, I'm going to the corner. This is what I'm doing. I don't care what you're doing. You can't go down that far. I'm like, whoa, okay, man. Okay. And then like an SUV pulls up.
Oh,
and then
shit.
another 4-wheeler pulls up. I'm like, is this really necessary? I mean, they're like, we understand. We believe you that you're not going to try to do something, but you just can't. I said, well, how far can I go? I'm trying to get to the actual furthest you can go. And he points down. He goes, you see that rock right there? And I actually went over to, I pointed at a different rock. I thought that I was pointing to the same rock. And I said, this rock? He goes, no, this rock. I'm like, geez, dude. And so I was like, okay. He's like, that rock, you can go about 4 feet past that rock. That's it. I'm like, all right. And they stood there and like watched me. And
Past the rocks.
yeah, I was like, right here, good. They're like, yeah, don't go any further. I'm like, okay.
Holy crap.
All right. So I made it. I thought I was at least going to be like, So here's what's funny about this whole situation hitting that corner. On the other side of the wall, there's like a Mexican town. And they're having like a beach party, bumping music, having a good time. People are sitting up against the wall. I'm looking at us like, Border Patrol is about to shoot me here. At least Mexico gave me a warm greeting. But
Did they cool down at all, or were they just
no, they just
strict the whole time?
there. I think one of the 4-wheelers went away, but the SUV stayed there till we left.
Wow, man.
Like, dang.
So they just weren't having it.
No, absolutely not.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, apparently there's like
So
a
that
double fence,
say
but the
that
one on our side isn't there. So they kind of got to make like an imaginary one.
Oh,
That just
okay.
goes to show you that it works both directions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
They keep
That's
us in.
crazy, man.
They keep us in as much as they keep them out.
Yeah, yeah. You ain't going to Mexico. Oh, okay. Didn't want to go. Just wanted to stand by this
Just wanted to
sand.
hit the point.
I know it's hard to believe, sir. But I just want to go over here and stand
So
for like 5 seconds, then I'll be done.
So when you hit these corners, is it just kind of like you hit the corners and then that's it? Or is it GPS, or how do you know you hit the corner?
I just took a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually found when I hit the one in Washington, I was like, "Hey, random guy in the woods, middle of nowhere, can you take my picture here?" And the one in Maine was an actual lighthouse, and there was like a newspaper and some American Legion guys showed up, so that was that. But so let's see, yeah, gang want to be dead in San Diego. Someone tried to kidnap me in Texas.
Whoa.
That was
Kidnap you.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? How did that come about?
That's a longer story. Let me go through this list.
I was gonna ask you, like, what are some of the craziest things you've experienced on this journey of yours?
Danger wise, yeah, I got robbed at gunpoint in a small town in Iowa.
Iowa, wow.
Yep, ran into a bear in Oregon, and of course that
Like
was
your mom's fear.
Yep. First, this bear comes out from
I gotta
behind
hear the
this
bear
rock.
story.
It's not even 30 feet away from me. It is right in front of me.
Good size.
Yeah. I think the shoulder blades kind of would like come up to like mid ribs.
Oh,
so
shit.
it was
Yeah.
a bear. It wasn't the Leonardo DiCaprio sized bear by any means, but or the Revenant bear.
Yeah,
So I see this bear and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a bear, not in a zoo. This is pretty cool. And then immediately, oh man, mom's right. I'm going to get eaten by a bear. This will sadly make her day.
She's not even going to be upset at this
Just
point.
to say she told you so.
Yep. But I got hit by other cars, but not as bad as DC.
Okay. Wow, man.
Just real quick, how many cars did you get hit by?
I think 3. I think they were
Jesus.
2 like little nicks, little like
Like those were accidents.
yeah, just nothing major. I
Uh-huh.
didn't fall off my bike,
Yeah.
but
Did those people stop?
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
nice of them.
Yeah, they're like, sorry. I was like, it was okay, fine, no big deal. I gotta go. It's hot.
Kind of.
I'm gonna go. It's hot.
See, what the hell are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere, just walking
Yeah.
down the road?
With the goat.
Yeah, yeah. I've had plenty of people stop. Like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
It's like, ran into a gentleman in Mississippi, probably 2 weeks in. I'm out walking, middle of nowhere. I can't really see. It's just trees in a long road.
Mhm.
So I was on the phone, trying to like, get stuff coordinated, and this Dodge Neon passes me and loops around. I was like, hey, let me let you go. Because people in the South are very concerned. Like, are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? It's like, oh, it's probably going to be the same. This dude pulls up kind of like this, rolls his window down. No, hello, hi, how you doing? Are you okay? Nothing. This dude gets right to it, slouches back, wrist up on the steering wheel, windows down, pulls right up next to me and goes, you ever been with a man before?
Holy fuck.
So this guy gave me a knife and I had it on my right side.
Uh-huh.
And I have my hand on it. I'm thinking, I did not plan on like slashing throats on this journey.
Yeah.
But here we go.
Yeah.
So I look at him and I just go, no. He looks at me and he looks me up and down.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh man. He goes, would you think about it?
Holy shit.
And I looked at him. I go, no. And I'm thinking, oh, that's 2. Like, okay, what's
Yeah.
the next
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
It's go time.
Yeah.
So this guy he just looks me up and just shrugs his shoulders and goes, all right, then, and drives off. That's it. So I'm standing there, middle of nowhere. I'm looking left, I'm looking right, no cars. My brain does not know how to function what just happened.
All right, then.
So I'm thinking, I was like, did I upset this gentleman? And is he coming back to hurt me?
Yeah.
I was like,
Gonna come back with the boys.
yeah, is this a joke? Like, where's the camera? Then I started like really thinking about this. I'm thinking, does this work for him?
How many times has he tried it?
Does he just pull up to a random dude on the road and get to have his way with him? Or then I started thinking, should I be flattered?
I was gonna say, you can take that as a
Was
compliment.
I that good looking that this random guy from Mississippi had to turn his car around and say, I gotta just give it a shot. I'll never forgive myself.
He's like, so I look that good, or was it just the way that sweat was beating down my back?
Yeah. But
You just had to have him.
God,
some.
man.
yeah, so but
Holy crap.
yeah, all sorts of
I mean, you gotta give the guy props for trying, I guess.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I would never do that. See some girl. You ever sleep with a guy? You ever sleep with me?
I picture
Hey,
that.
hey, get over here.
I picture that happening to like women, but
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That happened
man.
to our aunt out here. Somebody pulled up and asked her, like, if they offered her money though. Like, it was like, give you $200. You watch me jerk off or something like that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, that's what I said.
See, he didn't have any money involved.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he just wanted, just the charity cases. Like, no,
That's crazy,
I
man.
sold all my stuff, man. Come on. But
so okay, so you're flattered now.
yeah, and I just went on my day, just like, man, that was pretty wild. And then, but yeah, I've had like beer bottles thrown at me on the side of the road.
That's
For no
unbelievable.
reason.
yeah, for no reason.
Okay, so you've seen the
crazy.
good and bad in people.
Yeah.
and weird.
Oh, it's 99.9%
Okay.
awesome and great.
Yeah.
It's just, with information, how it processes these days, one little bad thing happens.
Oh, God,
They're
yes.
making it seem like it's happening everywhere. But
So was the deliverance guy the most awkward encounter you had?
ooh, most awkward. I don't know. I'd have to. Is one of them.
Really?
I feel like there's something I'm not remembering that
You
was.
never got in anybody's house or anything like that, and then it got real weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Like all of a sudden, all these people start showing up, taking their clothes
So
off. or- no.
yeah, this was still down
Oh,
south.
shit.
I think it was in Louisiana.
So this all happened down south.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm walking along this dirt road and I hear like these dogs, and then like in the middle of nowhere there's this animal shelter. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I did this often, and I loved it because I would walk by a place and I think, wonder what they do there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go check it out. I just go right through the front door. Hey, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
Before I'd ask to use the bathroom, and one place was like, oh, we're a rice dryer.
What?
I said,
rice dryer?
yeah. I said, what, rice dryer? They're like, yeah, we dry rice. I go, what do you mean? They go, well, we get it from the rice fields. We bring it here, put it through our belts and stuff like this.
Holy crap.
And it dries. Then we ship it out for distribution. I said, I got to see this thing. They're like, absolutely.
Took you on a tour?
They took me on a whole tour.
What?
Of this rice dryer factory. Never seen anything like it. Then there's other places. Go in, use the bathroom. I said, oh, what do you guys do here? Oh, well, we do government paperwork. You guys have a nice day. I'm not interested in watching you guys file paperwork. Thanks for letting me use the bathroom. But so it's the animal shelter. So I'm like, yeah. Go in. I'm like, hey, that's what I'm doing. And just want to come pet some dogs. Haven't seen any pets in a while.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, sure. They're like, well, you're in luck. It's Sherry's birthday. You want some cake and ice cream? I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is great. Playing with some dogs and cats, cake and ice cream. and there was like a storm coming. And they said, "Where are you going to stay at?" I was like, "I don't know, find some cow field, stay up, put my tent in, no big deal." This one lady was like, "No, you can come stay with me tonight."
Oh no.
I'm like, "Okay." Because I was pretty good judge of character at that point. She was fine. I get to this trailer, middle of nowhere, and I'd met some other dudes before that on that day. And I walk in, total hoarder house. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So sitting outside, she had a kid. Kid was cool. He's like, "Watch me climb the tree."
So this is the lady from the shelter.
Yes,
Okay.
one of the ladies, one of the volunteers from the shelter.
Okay.
So apparently they're very catty. No pun intended, at this animal shelter. And so it's, Cheryl took a guy home to his blah, 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 blah. So it got around this little town.
Oh no.
All of a sudden, she's divorced, right? But the baby daddy calls her phone. "What the F are you?" He is screaming at her. And I'm thinking, like, just hang up on him. I was like, screaming, "I'm coming over there. I'm killing that motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
You better blah, 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 blah. My son better not be 10 feet in front of this. I'll go, blah." And then just hangs up.
Shit.
So I'm like, okay, this is not good. She comes back inside. I was inside.
Yeah.
I could hear this outside.
Oh no.
The guy on the phone.
Yes.
Wow.
So the kitchen was just a mess, disgusting mess. She's like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I'm thinking, I don't want anything made out of that.
It's like Chinese food, please.
I've been like starving on this journey.
Yeah.
I'm willing to eat. No, that is bacteria. That is bad.
Ooh.
No. So I'm thinking, I say, get like a pizza or something like that. She's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. You go get the pizza. And I'm like, okay. So she takes her son and leaves to go get this pizza. Call up that guy I met, had his number. I was like, "I need extracted right now. This is the address." He's like, "I got you, buddy." I go outside, have my backpack. I'm like, oh man, I don't know like what's going to pull up first. Like, who's coming first?
The ex-husband.
Do I get to take a bite of pizza before I go? Is this guy showing up, or is the ex-husband coming to shoot me? Which I totally was convinced that he would. Like, he didn't sound like he cared about laws whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just hear this.
Oh no.
It's getting louder. I'm like, okay. And I look, and it's the guy I met earlier. He's hauling ass down the road. Skids like dirt, Smokey and the Bandit stuff. He's like, "Hop on in." I'm like, I just threw the backpack. I got in. I was like, go, go, go. Soon as we start leaving, her and the ex-husband, 2 different vehicles, like pulled around the corner. And I was like, oh
wow.
He was like, "What happened?" And I told him, because I didn't tell him like, "Hey, this is what." I was like, "You need to get here now." And yeah, it was that was pretty nuts. That was a very
intense,
wrong gut feeling to go with someone.
You don't think they followed you to DC, do you? No.
No, that was,
yeah, maybe that's who got you.
Yeah, maybe. I told you I'd get you.
He's like, "I was wondering why there was a pizza next to me when I landed."
Did you just end up sleep? Did you crash at that guy's house then?
Yeah, he had like a big RV. So
Okay.
I have free reign of the RV.
I'm assuming you stayed out of dog kennels after that.
I don't think
No more shelters.
I ran into any, but
No more shelters, no more birthday parties.
I've been to a few birthday parties, just like randomly, like, "Oh, it's Dave's birthday here. Well, you're welcome." I was like, "Oh, sweet, thanks." But
That's cool, man.
But it's crazy to me that I get robbed at gunpoint in a small town in Iowa, right?
Mhm.
Just coming back from the gas station, just 2 dudes pull up in this parking lot, dimly lit. I just didn't think anything of it. It's like, "Oh, I'm go get some drinks,
Yeah.
come back. That's it." Then pull up, get out of their car. It's like dark. I can't like see their face clearly. Can't even tell you what car it was.
Mhm.
But through the light, there was a gun. I'm like, "Oh man, here we go." And it takes a lot to get me upset.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like when this person tried to kidnap me 3 different times in Texas, I wasn't upset until the 3rd time. It's like, okay, now I'm upset. I got to yell. So these guys get out. Give us your money. You don't have to get hurt. It's like, oh, jeez. Just wanted some Mountain Dew, man. So I just pull out my wallet, give it to him. Like, there you go. And I just got like a donation from a VFW or something. So they got like $600.
Oh, no.
I was like, you guys got real lucky. So did that. People are like, why didn't you call the police? What am I going to tell the police? Two, what I assume to be dudes got out of a car. I think it was a car sedan. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know the license plate. Don't know. Couldn't even tell you what color their eyes were.
Yeah, no accurate
Just like,
description
I'm
of
not
them.
wasting my time. I'm tired from riding the bike all day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go sleep. But then I go into Chicago. I'm like, okay, here we go. All right, this is my route. Looking at the phone. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm on a bike. About an hour and a half later, I'm like, hey, it's not the cleanest part of the city.
Yeah.
Another hour goes by. Oh my, this looks dangerous. Another half an hour goes by. Then I realize, oh, this is where everyone gets shot.
Yeah.
Everyone you see on the news, not a single problem whatsoever.
Really?
I'd go up to a stop sign. They'd say, hey, cool bike, bro. It's like, oh, thanks, man. And that was it.
Yeah.
I was playing like Foo Fighters and Hungry Like the Wolf on my stereo. I'm not blaring gangster music or anything.
Yeah.
It's like, it's my music. That's what I'm going to listen to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, and they're like, hey, that's really cool, man. It's like, oh, thanks.
Mhm.
That's it. But yeah.
It's the parts that you think that you would
I was gonna
get
say the
trouble,
parts
you don't.
the parts you think would be bad are
Or maybe
aren't.
I was giving off that vibe like, hey, I'm chill. No threat here to anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone can just be calm. It's great. But it,
Because we were down in Illinois. We got held up at gunpoint. We were recording down there.
Our
so
band was
No
yeah.
kidding.
We were in Illinois.
Yeah.
We were in Love's Park.
Love's Park, yeah.
We were just hanging out outside the studio. We lived down there for a month recording, and they just piece of crap Blazer pulls up. We're all just three of us hanging out outside, and same thing. They just kind of drove up. Our singer approached the vehicle, and he put a gun in it. He just pulled the gun out, set it in his lap. He said, "Don't make a scene, man. Just give me your money. Nobody gets hurt." And we're like, "We're musicians, dude. We're broke." Yeah. What do you want to steal?
go get that Eli guy.
I heard this guy's got 600. No, I'm just kidding. But no, they pulled up, but the cops got one of them eventually. But
Yeah, they
luckily
found him.
they did it in the daytime, so we got a description. But they were like, yeah, these guys hit like 5 or 6 people. So
Wow.
we found their Blazer. They did shit in a parking lot. It was stolen, and we're like, oh Jesus.
Jeez.
But that was Illinois was crazy.
We actually had to lie. Like they were like, are you guys from here? And they're like, oh no, we're just visiting family. But we were there recording. If we told them we were at a recording studio, they would have came back
There's
and
no
millions of
Yeah.
dollars in that studio.
Yeah, no kidding.
It looks like a normal house, but the inside of it's just a full blown studio.
Recording studio.
It was a Sony sub label.
Wow.
And if we would have told, like, it's keypads to get in, like, you got to have the codes.
Yeah.
So like we would have been like, oh no, we're in a band, we're recording. They would have been like, oh, let's get us inside then.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Luckily, our singer at the time was smart enough to be like, oh, we're just visiting some family.
Yeah.
They're inside.
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
So, but no, that whole entire area we saw high speed chases. Somebody
Yeah.
ditched a gun in the yard
It was
that we were
nuts.
staying at.
Wow.
We
It
saw
was like a madhouse the entire month.
crotch rocket come riding through the property.
Yeah, like
Some guy was banging on the door at like 2 a.m. saying somebody's gonna kill me. It was wild out there.
it was crazy, man.
And all
So
we got
if you went through Chicago without any
No
problems,
problems at all. I rode my bicycle through Midtown Manhattan. And yeah, that was a little nerve wracking because it's so much traffic and people and everything. But no, with all this negative stuff I've been talking about, going to these different American Legion and VFW posts, hundreds and hundreds of interviews, radio, TV, newspapers, all this stuff that the message has gone out. And I've actually received 26 letters or messages from different vets that have come across this journey and changed their mind about suicide.
wow, man,
That's incredible.
So it's like, I'll get hit by a car again.
Yeah.
For that,
just for that, yeah.
absolutely. But one was pretty rough to read. Actually, I had to read it at a speaking event I was at, and it was the first time I read it out loud. I was a mess. I was like a sobbing baby mess. Long story short, guy that served in Vietnam, he decided today's the day. So he went in the bathroom, even laid a towel down for his wife as to not make a mess for her to clean up.
Oh my God.
Goes in with his pistol, sits on the toilet. He's going through Facebook, going through pictures saying, I'm so sorry. I'll see you soon. Saying goodbye to his family that way. Well, someone just so happened to share one of the posts from my page, and it caught his attention. He started reading it. Started reading it some more and watching some videos. So he was in there for like an hour or so on his phone. And he decided, I'm not going to do this. Set the gun down. Went into the living room. Wife's like, hey, you're in there for a long time. Looks at him, and he's just tears running down his face. Yeah. He told her what he was about to do, and now he's getting help. And
Holy
now
crap,
he's
man.
still here with us. And yeah, it's amazing that I never thought this would become what it has become.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I thought like, man, maybe if I can help someone out, that's what I want to do. It's like, if I can just help a little bit, that would be great. But it's just snowballed into this great like network. It's, all the great people here I've met in Vegas. The firefighters, for example, here, I was on TV here, and they asked me, when's the last time you saw your family? I was like, wow, no one's really asked me that question. I said, I haven't seen them yet. And they were kind of they're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, we're not a well-to-do family, and they can't just take off work and come fly out and visit me for a day or so. And I said, well, how long are you going to be in Vegas? I was like, I'm here till like next week. So a firefighter saw this, and he's like, let's help this guy out. Went to the fire chief. His name was Willie. I don't know if he's still the fire chief or not. But sure. So went to fire chief, said, hey, let's do this. They went around different branches. Firefighter department here in Vegas, right? Got money together, flew my brothers out. Both my brothers out to see me for a surprise.
No way.
It's like, oh my gosh. Like that's
so
amazing.
Cool.
There's a guy I met, Eric, in Kinder, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. He's a commander of American Legion. They got hit hard by the most recent one wasn't that bad, but the one before that, trees down everywhere. It's like, man, we need some chainsaws and things, like some equipment. So I went on Facebook posts, like, hey, y'all remember Eric down from Louisiana? Put me up here, did this. They need some help to get some stuff to clear yards, and troops rallied up and they got all their equipment and everything.
Wow.
And people even drove from other states. Like, here you go, here's some chainsaws and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I think they've cleared like 40, 50 yards of trees. It's big trees. I mean, they'd spend all day, sometimes 2 days on one yard.
This is all just off of your foundation you've created, saying to go help these people.
Yeah, just off the
Wow,
Facebook
man,
page.
that's
Just
awesome.
like, hey, there was another vet that had a house fire. It's like, hey, he has a house fire. Let's his insurance is only covering so much. Let's get some money together, get him a hotel and things like that. That was it.
That's
Got him
incredible, man.
squared away, and
that's amazing.
And that's kind of what I want to do after this is all over, is come back here to Vegas, and because I've met a lot of nonprofits along the way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shady ass nonprofits out there.
Oh yeah.
No, you guys are, I will say, you guys are not wearing the brand of shirt. Looks very similar to that sleeve.
Okay.
May have a rifle.
Okay.
Cross rifles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I go down. Oh man, this is making me get upset. I go down when the Houston got flooded from that hurricane a few years ago. Mm-hmm. So I just like, hey, I want to help. People got me down there, and I just like literally hopped around. Like, where can I go? How can I help? And so I come across to this company, and they're like, hey, we need to go meet with these dudes. They're taking stuff down, supply convoy. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get there and like, okay, cool. Load up some trucks and does this speech. Well, he says he's giving this like speech. This is kind of weird. You have like a full film crew filming you giving the speech of how you're going down the help. I'm thinking, okay, like I can kind of understand that.
Yeah.
But then it comes time to like load the trucks. There's 4 dudes not touching anything, not loading these trucks that need to get down there to these people. They're just standing around filming. Ooh, Instagram Live. Look at us. Look at us. Look at what we're doing.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's like, how about you put that down and start like moving some bottles of cases of water?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like that almost the whole time. We finally get down there. Boom. Get the lights on. Do this. Blah, oh, here we are. Instagram fam. Look, blah, blah,
Did you
blah.
say that was down in Texas?
It was down in Texas, yeah.
I'm really upset because
And,
we bought one of them T-shirts.
Yeah. Hey. It's just what I personally
I know you're talking about. We don't got to say any names, but
saw.
yeah.
Yeah.
but that kind of really rubbed me
Left
the
a
wrong
bad
way.
taste.
And I saw other people like doing things. It's like, why is it you're pulling the kid out of like a flooded house?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you even have the camera on?
Yeah.
Why don't you just do it? So, and then there's a housing place for veterans in San Diego. They take up about 3 or 4 at the most city blocks. So then I start going through like their 990 stuff. Not a very big place. You have almost $4 million in salary a year. What?
Jesus.
There can't be
Jesus.
more than 30 people working there. How?
Holy shit.
What is this? I mean, fancy facility and everything. Then like the dude has gets paid like a crazy amount, and then he has like a pension like $200,000 a year that he'll get for the rest of his life after. It's like, whoa. So there's places like that. I don't like it, and nothing against place. There's a lot that do many great things for vets. Me personally, I never liked the idea of, and I understand because I'm not combat wounded. I'm sure that's a different thing, but
Yeah.
I've come across nonprofits that are combat wounded vets only.
Mm-hmm.
But from my experience, I've met regular vets that could benefit a lot more from this program
Yes.
than, a guy that lost a hand,
Uh-huh.
or someone else or a foot. I met plenty of vets that have a missing appendage, and they're like, man, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
You know the payday I got? You see that brand new truck? You
Yep.
see I got a boat? This is one. I'll lose the other one. So they're perfectly fine. They're happy and good for them. A lot of them aren't.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want the...
It shouldn't be just for that
Yes.
I guess like a stereotype. Like it shouldn't be for that person only. Like it should be for everybody is what you're saying.
Yeah, all vets. Like
All
if
vets.
you served honorable discharged, I want to help you.
Yeah.
I want to take
Yeah.
I want to take these vets.
It seems like they're directing it more towards them because they lost a limb or something like that in war versus these guys that are serving and going through the same amount of, trauma,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, but they're helping the guy that, lost his legs, but they're not helping the guys that helped the guy when he lost his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to take these vets on it's a pipe dream. It's very large. It's hard to even start getting it put together. But basically, get some vehicles. Go take these vets, get them out of the house. That's a very important thing.
Yeah.
Get them out of their little bubble. Take them across the country on some epic road trip. Let's go camping, overlanding. Let's go to these small towns, these small restaurants. Hey, guy from Vegas that's been cooped up for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to meet Mary from Murphy's in Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
and to have her say things like, we appreciate you. To have these vets go across this country and see these people from all over that are willing to do anything and show their appreciation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if
Mhm.
you're stuck in your house, all you're seeing is screens.
Like
we
what
already
were
talked
talking
about, yes.
Yeah.
So to physically get that face-to-face interaction and to see these places with your own eyes. I thought Arizona was a flat desert. I get there, I'm like, why is there snow-capped mountains? It's like, there's no way. I called up my brother. It's like, there's mountains here in Arizona. It's like, no, there isn't. It's a desert. It's like, no, it's like a mountain valley out here. places like Utah and Wyoming and
They're beautiful.
and bigger cities too, just like and have these very unique experiences like I got to
That you gotta have.
experience. Yeah, I went up in like these World War II fighter planes.
Wow, man.
The Chiefs and the Broncos both invited me to a private tour of their stadium. Like, hey, come in, put your bicycle
That's
on the
so cool.
50-yard line. We'll get a picture. And, they're giving me like the pylon from the Veterans Day game.
Okay.
Like, hey, we had this. This is from last year. There's only 4 of them. We want you to have one.
Holy crap,
Oh my
man.
gosh. And yeah, to do these things like the general public really doesn't have a chance to do.
Yeah.
I think it's such a relief off of one's shoulders and more impactful than some I'm not saying all, but some ways of therapy for veterans that are dealing with PTSD. Right? There's a lot of like dog programs out there, horse programs, but
Yeah.
but there's not a single one in the country that's getting these vets out and showing them like the country that appreciates them so much. And what a huge contrast to what you
To what they see on TV. Yeah. And then like to show them that people truly
Appreciate
them.
Absolutely. Yep. I mean, there's sometimes I went to restaurants and I was like, oh, it smells good in here. Well, come on back. And next thing you know, I'm like on this episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, like in the kitchen. And they're like, yeah, this is how we make this.
That's
This is
cool,
our big
man.
smoke pit. They're bringing out like 12 different entrees, like sample this, try this.
And you got to experience that not as it's not like you had a camera crew following you.
Nope.
It's not
Just
like you had.
Yep. I would take like a picture of food and send to my brother to piss him off because he didn't like that.
And that's
He's like, oh, this is delicious. What'd you eat? He's like, man, I had frozen pizza tonight. It's like, okay, this is pretty good. But
I'm like, you got to visit a rice drying farm.
yeah.
Come on, like,
didn't even know this existed.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's cool, man.
Yeah, things like that. And yeah, I didn't have my camera out. I would talk about it on the Facebook Live I'd do, but it wasn't like, hey, you're promoting this.
You weren't going up to these places.
You're just
saying,
sharing your experiences.
I'd talk like, hey, went to this restaurant, met this guy, had a really great time. They've done this, this, and this for their community and everything. And it's just, I mean, of course I would. Disaster relief and filming yourself doing disaster relief, I think is different than, hey, we're gonna film you taking these vets doing something cool with these vets. Like,
No, absolutely.
this is our program.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing one thing and disaster relief. Oh, look at us. This is what we do.
Yeah.
So
Pretending to be, you're not pretending to be a hero on a camera.
no.
Yeah.
No.
that's-
And I think maybe that's why these people were so accepting to what you were doing is because you were genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't show up with your camera crew and, these people that were actually true, genuine, nice people, humble people were really accepting to you because you're not doing this with the camera crew to get famous.
Yeah. No. I literally I did a little live right before I took that first step on the trail because they were actually members of my own family that told me you'll never take that first step. And I was like, here's that first step for you.
Yeah.
Here we go. And it's wait, what were we just talking about? So many things going through my head right now.
all over the place right now.
Yeah, you're talking about like create something where you can just take vets out on the road and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then but you were just you got on topic of people not really believing in you. Pretty much saying you're not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do a live here and there and it I didn't know like what I was doing.
Yeah.
Just
Well, it's kind of like
That's awesome, man.
I mean the fact that
I
you just-
do. I'm
yeah.
a pro. It's like, hey, news reporter, I'll be there at 2:13.
He knows his exact times.
Yep.
He hits him up. He's like, I will be there from between December 25th and
Yep.
January 30th. Have your shit ready because when I roll in, I'm ready to interview.
Yeah. Actually, I got a Google Calendar and it's all mapped out. Like I'll be in this town at these days. And I met these ladies across the journey that became my coordinators. They'd asked me, both of them are in Texas. Like, what do you do? Like, how are you doing this? It's like, oh, I'm just talking on the phone and call places. And
Yeah.
so they're like, when are you doing this? I was like, as I'm walking down the road. They didn't like that. Like, you don't need to be talking on the phone, walking down the road and everything. So then when I found out, is if I was calling for myself, psychologically, these people are like, oh, this guy wants some free stuff. They wouldn't even bother like even looking stuff up.
That was going to be the next angle I was going to ask if you get that a lot.
Got it all the time. They just hang up on me.
Yeah.
Then I had a guy helping me out. He was calling hotels and things. Then when for some reason the woman started calling, it's like I told her, it's like, hey, can you make these phone calls, these different towns? My friend's having a really hard time finding like a room to get donated and stuff. She calls back in like 2 hours. She says the next 5 towns are done.
Wow.
What? Like that would have taken us 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To try to get that. She's like, no, I'm just asking. I was like, can you do this for me? Like, please, like full time.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, no problem. So I'd get the dates. And
So that's cool. You started out like on your own. You planned all this by yourself. And then as you did it, you gained people like that.
Yes.
That helped you along the way.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I have, I'd make the calendar, what days I'd be in what town. If there was like a VFW thing or place I'd meet. And I'd give that list to the hotel coordinator.
Okay.
So she just calls through the town. You know, I'm
That's
on a
super
bicycle
cool.
now, so it was a lot different than walking.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
You're
if I
focusing
can be
on-
there half an hour on a bicycle, that's fine. I can go meet them. Walking, no, I'm not walking 10 miles to do that. I just walk,
Take a lot longer.
20, 30 today.
Yeah.
And so then once the hotels are done, then my friend Kathy also lives in Texas. She'll look at where I'm staying. Then she'll just like randomly call restaurants. So she'll like, hey, can you throw this guy a burger? Things like that. They're like, yeah, no problem. Or they're like, yeah, F you, hang up.
Yeah.
It's 50-50
Doesn't hurt
chance.
to ask.
Yeah.
But there's been some places I like look up. She'll just say like, hey, it's this place. Go talk to this guy. Here's the number. She doesn't like look up the menu, anything like that. It's just like it shows up as a restaurant. I've seen some places I'm like, there's absolutely no way this place is giving me food.
Yeah.
I call her up. I said, are you sure? One of them was, there's a place called like Mickey Mantle's in Minneapolis, like top end steakhouse.
Oh, wow.
There was a Ruth's Chris. There was like, crazy.
Eating like a king some nights.
Yeah, she didn't know about these places. I'm like, I don't have fancy enough clothes for here. Like, I hope they understand this.
Yeah.
But you go in these places, they're like, hey, thanks for what you're doing.
Wow, man.
Here you go. We got a table just for you. And I'm just sitting here like, I can't believe this.
Just humble people.
Some come so far from eating Snickers on the side of the road.
With the goat.
Yeah, and but then some places are horrible. I mean, I've been served raw chicken.
Oh, Jesus.
This place served, I won't say where, but I ordered a chili cheese dog. That just sounded good. They had chili cheese dog. Like, well, chili cheese dog. Imagine like the thickest, chunkiest chili you could have. I mean, like 1/4 inch size pieces of tomato, or even bigger than that, like 1/2 inch to 1 inch chunks of onion, right? Put that in a strainer, then rinse it off under the water.
What?
Yes. And also just while you're at it, why don't you just rinse off all the flavor? Then they take this bucket of dry chili, rinsed off chili, and there's a hot dog on a plate and they just dump the whole thing over it. When they brought this plate, I'm thinking this isn't what I ordered.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, what is that? Is that chili? What is this? So I said, I'm sorry, I ordered a chili cheese dog. She goes, that's it. I go, where's the hot dog? She goes, it's under there.
Oh, wow.
You couldn't even see it.
There was a bun and everything under
Yes,
there?
a whole bun.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh gosh. Yeah, it's some food that's been so salty that I've had to drink like 2 glasses of water just to get a bite down. And I can't say like this food is crap. I think I've done it twice. Like one, hey, this is literally raw chicken.
Yeah. I can't eat this.
That was a weird place because the raw chicken was accompanied by mashed potatoes and raspberry gravy.
Whoa.
So that sounded delicious in the beginning is what you're thinking, right? Or no?
No,
Never?
that was the only normal thing. I thought when I was reading it, it would be like some raspberry glaze over the chicken.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I guess.
That's what I'm thinking.
Everything else is too weird. Nope. Raspberry gravy.
So was it just like literally a raw chicken, or was it like raw?
It was
inside?
raw.
Are you
Like
serious?
Lady Gaga, raw. So, I mean, red.
Oh
pink.
my god!
Yeah. So I remember like I had to go or something and hurry up. So I was like cutting it up, and I look at it and I'm like, that doesn't look right. And I look up at the lights because I worked in restaurants for a while. Some will have like pink lights, and a lot of people will be like, oh, my steak's undercooked. It's
Yeah.
like, no, it's actually just the pink light
Yeah.
looking like that. And I looked up. I was like, no, that's a regular light. Get out my phone, turn the light on. It's like,
Yep.
you
that's
gotta
raw.
be kidding me. I mean, cold raw.
Oh,
What
that's
happened? with
disgusting.
this? Like,
Didn't even try to
they
cook
didn't even
it.
cook it as long as like a rare steak would be cooked. So the bartender, I remember, is like, hey, how's your food? Chicken's raw, man. He's like, because it just doesn't happen. He's like, oh, how is it? I was like, no, it really is. He turns around. He's like, what the? I was like, yeah, this doesn't happen. I don't know how it happened,
Yeah.
but it's raw. He's like, oh, you want anything else? Like, no,
No.
I'm good.
I'm good for the night.
Put the brownie sundae in a box. So let's take it to go. Can't undercook that.
So did you ever get sick out there, like colds?
Oh,
or
plenty
anything
of
like
times.
that?
Yeah, I got what they call cedar fever in Texas.
What is that?
It's the cedar trees emit this like pollen at the end of the year in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get it too much in your lungs, you just basically get like a pretty bad cold.
Oh wow.
Okay.
But I think I was in Pecos, Texas, and yeah, people noticed like I was coughing a lot and things like that. There's some doctor she's like, hey, I'm a doctor, come see me. Went in there, she's like, oh, you got this, here's a shot. There you go. I was like, oh, thanks.
Wow.
A dentist here actually fixed my teeth. That was the first time I came to Vegas on the journey. He's like, hey, I need dental work done. Come on out. I was like, oh yeah, got this filling. One of my like a half of a tooth like fell out during the journey and got that fixed. And the half tooth wasn't here in Vegas, but it actually happened. And I'm like looking up like, oh man, I need like a dentist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Call this the first place I called. I'm like, hey, can you get me in here? So we could like work something out, lower your rates or something like that. And they're like, when do you want to come? I was like, I can be there tomorrow. They're like, really? I said, yeah. It's kind of like, why is she saying it like this? Like, yes, really. I'm telling you, I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
She goes, tomorrow's our Veterans Community Day. Veterans get free dental work. It's the only day of the year we do it.
Oh wow.
That's here in Vegas.
No, it was
okay.
somewhere else. But it was just like, are you kidding me? The one day I need a dentist, it just happens to be
That one
that
day.
day. Yeah, I looked it up on their website. Sure enough, that's what it was.
So it was real.
Wow,
It wasn't
man.
like
That's crazy.
Just coincidentally.
yeah, they're like,
That's
oh,
crazy.
get you fixed up. Yeah, there's been a lot of good things that happen, and that's what I want to show other veterans.
Yeah.
like you
How much good there is.
There's a place, the place here that was like, if you can get veterans here, like we have like a separate like business account, charity like account for veterans dental work, but like the VA's having problems getting
yeah.
veterans here. It's like, hey, let them know, like, hey, you need some stuff done, run down the road. And yeah, it's just a lot of good.
I feel like what you're doing could actually even like, I know you're doing this for just the PTSD and stuff like that, but like I think that, I mean, you've just in the last hour you've changed my outlook on
it's good.
Americans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd sit here and I rant on this podcast all the time about how much we've gone down the shitter, and you come on here and tell me like the exact opposite of what I think.
it's the opposite, and that's what people I think are upset about. Like, you're looking at this like, who is doing this stuff? Like, why are they doing? Like, what is going on? That's not that's not how people are for the most part.
So do you think that this is, I guess, because it is everything that's going on, you think like if you were to start your journey now, would it have been impossible with the COVID and the riots and everything going on right now?
I got to San Diego San Francisco
Uh-huh.
on Pride weekend. I didn't know this.
I went to San Francisco and I thought it was Pride weekend like year round there.
Yeah, it was.
I can't imagine it on Pride weekend.
Thousands of people. Of course, the place I stayed at, right in the parade route. So I'm thinking, oh man, this is a big thing here. I'm probably not going to get covered or anything like that. Nope. Had this guy I stayed with, and it was my mother's coworker's grandson.
Okay.
So he's like, hey man, got a big couch. You're welcome to stay here because the hotel can only do like a certain amount of days.
Okay.
So I'm like, great. So I get there. Turns out dude's gay. I'm like, okay. Would have never known. Like, doesn't have,
It's like I got hit on one time down south.
Yeah.
Walked in and that guy was sitting there waiting for you.
Let me tell you a story, sir. So he's like, hey, some of my friends, and I just did like a great news segment there. I'm like, hey, this is going pretty well.
Yeah.
He says some of my friends want to have like a welcome to San Francisco party for you. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's like, where's it at? He's like, oh, it's at this place. I'm like, absolutely, cool. So I look it up. I'm like, oh man, this is a gay bar.
Uh-oh.
What's going on? So I'm like, It's like I didn't have like a bad feeling about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I got there. Gays everywhere. They came up to me. They're like, thank you so much for what you're doing.
Wow,
Our
man.
veterans don't get enough respect. They don't get enough credit.
Dude,
There
that
needs
is
to be more. I'm like, am I in the damn Twilight Zone?
that is awesome,
yeah,
man.
because from what I'm seeing on TV,
Gays hate
yeah,
Americans.
Yeah, you got an
Gays hate
American flag on.
soldiers.
Gays gonna hate you. It's not the way it is. They were like, hey, thank you so much. They're asking about my journey. Do you need any equipment or anything while you're here? If you need anything, let us know. And one guy's like, hey, I got extra tickets to the Giants game. You want to go?
Holy
I'm
crap.
like, absolutely. I've never
Yeah.
been to a Major League Baseball game. Yeah, I went with him and some of his
What?
hot girlfriends that he had a great time. It was awesome.
Dude, that is awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I would have
That's
never
so cool.
never have guessed. So it's just it's like what I've been saying
Things
this
like
whole
that.
time. It's
I think what he
crazy.
I think what he was trying to say is like what you're doing, what you're trying to do by like taking the veterans and stuff like that is obviously incredible for, veterans and military and stuff like that, but like he said, also showing like Americans that
yeah.
it's still America, you know what I mean?
It still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to show those people. I want to get those videos like, hey, Dave, 30 years in, retired Marine guy.
Yeah.
His roof's caving in. Hey, we're on this road trip. Hey, other vets, we're gonna go help this brother that needs our help.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, hey, this is where your donations are going. We literally fixed this roof. Didn't wait for the city. Didn't wait for the VA. Although the VA where I'm from in Columbus, phenomenal. For the
Okay.
6-star facility, anything you need, they got it. You're done, in and out.
Wow.
Like when I went in, I was like, hey, my foot hurts from this bike wreck. This is a month later. They're like, what do you mean your foot hurts? I was like, I got hit by the bike, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, go and get a CT scan. I was like, oh, what day is that going to be? They're like, no, right now. Like, just go get it. We got the equipment.
Wow.
And went in. They're like, oh, your foot's broke. Like, oh, you've been walking around on a broken foot for a month. Like, oh, that's probably
Congratulations,
explains
you just
the
rode
pain.
5,000 miles on a broken
Yeah.
foot. No.
Yeah, so we're not waiting on all this red tape. Don't like it. It's like, even if someone comes back like, hey, did you know this vet back in '84 got arrested for grand theft auto? It's like, was he a vet? Did he serve his time?
Yeah.
Is he out? He still needs a roof fixed.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you kill a family of 5, hey, I don't think we're going to be able to fix your roof. I think there's some other people we can help out. But
You're still going to look for some help.
yeah, and that's another thing I don't really want to get on, but it's two sides of this coin of my thoughts. One, I think we need much stricter laws and punishments. I would even go as far as, hey, we need to bring back public executions.
Okay.
You've thoroughly admitted, and there's video evidence of this. There you go. There's the noose for you. We're done. Not spending, not wasting money. On the other hand, did you do this crime? You're not killing people, but tax evasion, or
Yeah.
you stole a car when you were a kid. You got arrested for some weed. Okay. You served your time. That's it. Okay. Everyone's like, oh, these people did this 30 years ago. It's like that. It's not the same. I'm not the same person where I started. I'm not saying I've been in jail and all that stuff, but I've totally changed in the last few years. People can change and get better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens more times than not. I think growing up, you're a kid, you get into trouble, and then you transition to becoming a better person.
Or say like, you were down in Chicago, for instance, and there's a kid down there that's, he just got in trouble because he's hanging out with the wrong crowd and he's boosting cars and doing this, and he gets, he's got a felony on his record, something like that. But then you come through and you change his mind.
Yeah.
And that one kid, is like, you know what? I want to serve my country, but he can't no longer because.
Yeah, that's.
So.
I don't know how to change all those rules and things like that.
Well, what I'm saying is like but a lot of things like that is what I think that's what you were kind of saying, right? Like,
I think we should be more forgiving to a point. In much more situations. And I also think everyone just needs to calm down about everything. Calm down. Be all right. Don't need to be tearing down Mr. Lincoln statues. Idiot.
But I mean, like, I think that there's, I guess like what I'm at right now is like my mind is going to the fact of where I think that you're doing something that's even bigger than, I don't want to sound rude or anything, but bigger than you understand.
I'm kind of understanding that. Yeah, I don't want to sound like egotistical.
Yeah, exactly.
But especially from where I first
you're super
started.
humble about what you're, and maybe it's just because I am DJ. I love my country. I love everything. I love, I support military, police, everything like that. And I think that everybody that's, has or serves our country or anything like that, really, they are heroes, in my eyes, they are. Yeah. And it's really sad, all the stuff that they go through, and they do get, especially once you get out, you do get pushed aside. It's not right. What I mean? In my opinion.
Yep.
I don't think that you should get recognized for tearing down Lincoln statues.
Yes.
And not for serving your country and being,
their cameras are pointed in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that if there was more, in my outlook, if there's more people like you, there are people out there that are, the ones that are on TV right now that are creating, madness. That if they seen more stuff like that or heard, yes, a gay person, I mean, there's a lot of gay people in the military. We know some of them, they're great guys.
Yeah.
But it's like, just because you're lost right now doesn't mean that, there's not a place for you. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And you can be lost, and then it can take one person like you or anybody, what I'm saying, but that can change their mind, like just like in an instant.
Yeah. Oh.
And all it takes is
glad
one person.
to be able to do that. It's I definitely didn't think it would get to this point. Like,
no, yeah, what you're doing, man, is really freaking incredible. It really is.
Appreciate it, but got to get done. Yeah, it's supposed to be done already. It's supposed to be done, as you saw in the thing, October 19th, 2019.
So that was my my next question: is what's your next step?
Do what I can, trying to figure out this nonprofit stuff.
So are you looking for everything you do from this point on? I mean, you already sold everything.
Yeah.
Have you built everything back up? Do you have to do that again?
No. I'm poor as shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So at this point,
vehicle. I've been like going to like yard sales here and there, trying to find stuff to sell on eBay. That's
what we were talking about before we
Yeah.
started.
Do you have a permanent like residency right now?
No,
No?
I'm at my mom's place.
Okay.
Yeah, because
so you're with your mom.
I was supposed to get back on the journey, do that. So it's like all this COVID stuff happened.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, next spring. So I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go rent an apartment for 6 months and furnish it and then turn around and not have a place to put it and all that stuff.
Trying to do this would have really been hard with the COVID, right? Everything shut down.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I didn't do anything this year.
Yeah.
Couldn't go anywhere. But this spring, I'm gonna definitely.
You're gonna do it?
I'm going right back to the spot that guy hit me.
Really?
Yep, right in front of that same restaurant.
Dude, that's awesome,
and,
man.
Go down. It'll be a very emotional start.
No,
for
absolutely,
sure.
dude. Absolutely.
Because that, man, car noises after that for like a month. I mean, I just kept like
really
wigging out. If I heard like an engine rev, even on a TV,
Really?
Oh, it was bad nightmares and all sorts of stuff. So it hasn't happened in a while, but it's like, man, that's crazy how I got hit by a car, hit and run. This sucks. Wish they'd find the guy. They haven't. I wasn't, I didn't lose like a family member, and I can't imagine what some of these people have to go through and different like tragic incidents.
Yeah.
And these trauma and the PTSD that they have to go through. I can't even imagine. But I just got hit by a car. I was like, this sucks, and I'm like having nightmares and crazy flashbacks and things. But so I'll do that. Trying to pin down an actual date. I'm going to start. Have a group called the Diving Devil Dogs out in Phoenix. They're like, hey, let us know. We're coming out to Florida for your last couple days. Get you a little caravan going. Make sure no cars hit you.
Yeah.
And so it'll be good. It's going to be very
For
chill.
when you start?
Yeah, we're starting DC, just going down the coast, going through like Myrtle Beach, and then I'm going down to somewhere in Georgia, South Georgia. Then I'm cutting across to go to Pensacola where I started everything.
Okay.
Like connect that big circle.
That's the end date, or are you going to keep going? Or?
Then I got to go to Key West to hit that last final corner. So it'll
Okay,
look like a little
okay.
queue, but I want to connect that trail, that path and route from right where I started
before you finish it off.
And it's amazing. Like these people are like, yeah, when you get here, let us know. Like
I think that, man, you gotta, if you push hard enough and everything, you've met enough people on the road from what it sounds like that I think that you can definitely get the support you need.
yeah.
I mean, you got our full support here.
Yeah,
We'll do what we
absolutely,
can to help you out. But
It's
you guys hear that out there?
Yeah. We're definitely let all of our fans know to.
awesome.
We'll
If this
push
guy's
as much
if this guy's in your city, help him out whatever you can. So
Yeah.
we'll
I'll go down
definitely do
through
everything
DC, Norfolk, just down the coast, cutting over to Pensacola, then cutting straight over to Jacksonville,
okay.
and going straight down A1A right out of Ice Baby. And down through the Keys and then call it a day.
That'll be crazy.
Be a relief. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I'm ready to. I'm not ready for it to be done.
Yeah.
Because the whole mission is I want this phase to be done so I can move on to the bigger
to the next.
to the next.
I was gonna say,
nonprofit
I
and
feel
help,
like
help more people directly.
I feel like with your mindset that this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I was gonna say, like, do you have any? Or when you're done with this, then you'll
Future
worry about your
plans.
next journey.
Yeah, this nonprofit, I want to get it up and running. Need a pretty big facility, because we got to have the trailers. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this town's so great. I went to the news station, and they're like, anything you want us to talk about, and I did it like multiple times while I was here. I'm thinking, man, these news stations rock. Like they're like a big city will only have me on once for like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
These are like, we'll come out to what you're doing here. Like I went to the veterans village place. I can't remember where it's at exactly, but got them a whole bunch of pizzas. They're like, hey, can we come cover the thing? It's like, absolutely. Like let other people know they can come help out here.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, I'm just getting just got word from this restaurant owner that said you can have a dinner here. It's like any vet's invited, you can come. We're just having a meal.
Yeah.
And that's it, totally free. His owner's like, whatever they want. They want beer, they can have it. You want food, anything on us.
cool.
I'm like, cool. So I thought that's what I was going to have to cover, because my initial thought was like, hey, can you cover like half the cost and I'll pay the other half? This guy was like, nah, don't worry about it. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I went on the news. I was like, yeah, if people want to I wanted to surprise these vets. So I was like, hey, tell them drop off gift cards or something. Like, what kind of gift cards? Like anything. I get there days later. I meet the owner. I was like, hey, did anyone come drop off these gift cards? He goes, man, you ain't gonna believe this shit. Pulls, massive, like milk crate size, full
Of gift cards.
I think each vet got like $400 to $500
Holy crap.
worth of gift cards. Walmart,
America.
Olive Garden, tire changes, gas cards,
No way.
movie theater gift cards, anything and everything.
That is amazing,
It was
man.
awesome. And then they were trying to give me all the Walmart ones. It's like, man, I don't need thousands of dollars
Yeah.
in Walmart gift card. This is for you guys. I did keep one because I was like, yeah, I'm going to need some new supplies and
Get some
stuff
stuff,
like that.
yeah.
But yeah, it was great. And this city, it's just been wonderful. And with these, you know, I want to have garage bays and lifts and stuff. And I want to do things like, hey, invite your kid in. We're going to go over a tire changing course. We're going to do, you know, home ec things for the real world that kids don't get to learn anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hey, your kid's 16, about to get a car. Bring him in here. We're going to teach him how to fix a flat tire, check the oil,
Nice.
all this stuff.
Nice.
Like,
Do things that a man should know.
yes, yes. Bring your daughter in.
Exactly.
She
Yeah,
should know.
yeah.
I was just gonna say that sounded really sexist. You bring your daughter too.
But and then like some like general cooking things, and then you know how it could work out once a month or however often we could do it. It's like, hey, are you a vet? Bring in your 214 as proof, VA card, whatever. You have a problem with your car, bring it in here. We'll see what we can do to fix it. Like call up, you know, local shop parts, AutoZone, be like, hey, can we make a deal for some, you know, oil filters? You need an oil change, bring it in, we'll do it for you. You got a little rattle, you need your shocks replaced. Okay, you know, schedule it out, bring it in here. Because I've been that vet that's had car problems, and I haven't had any money or any program that's going to help me with my transportation.
Yeah,
that doesn't look up like free veteran car services. Nothing comes up on Google.
It's unfortunate because in America, it's easier if you just decide you don't want to have a job.
Yeah,
and live off the system. You get Uber, you get a cell phone.
Yeah.
You get Uber?
Yeah.
Uber's part of it. Now I drove Uber for a while. Everybody out there? No, I drove Uber for a while, and like I would pick up people all the time, and like it was really weird the way it would come up in my thing, and then like I'd pick them up, and I'm like, wow, these people, like these are ghetto people, you know?
It's all paid for.
Like they're and I mean ghetto in a way of like they're dressed nice, they got plenty of money, they got this, they got, you know, brand new cell phones, they got nice shoes
I had no
on.
idea Uber
And
was
then,
like,
government subsidized.
Yep.
What?
So they get Uber transportation, and then I would drop them off, and like my family's, you know, we're
Dropping them off at the mall.
yeah, we're Americans. We're hardworking. We work until we can't work no more. And if you believe in something, you chase your dream and you don't stop.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, that's the way that's the way we were raised.
Mhm.
And I'd see stuff like this, and it just irritate me. You know, and they got you know, nails done and
That does irk you, man.
new
When you go-
diamonds on.
You go to the
things like
store
that.
and somebody has a cart with, 4 carts filled, and they're using their freaking 50 food
all
stamp
these
cards.
steaks and ribs.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's
Yeah. The
that
good
does.
butter, not margarine.
And then
Yep.
you walk out and there's a veteran, you know, with the sign out front. You know,
Yep.
it's terrible, man. It's terrible to see that. To
But
see that
I do
kind of
agree
stuff.
with that. Yeah, there's no programs. There is nothing.
No, you can't get vehicle help.
You should even try going to Uber, you know, try and do something for veterans like that. I mean,
That'd be great.
in the long run, you know, that'd be awesome, man.
I would hope that it would, but like he's been saying, it doesn't fit the narrative,
Yeah. Sadly,
and
yeah.
that's unfortunate.
I mean, there's certain companies off the top of my head that's like, oh, that's probably not.
Does that happen?
Probably
a
not going
bunch
to get
already?
a $20 million grant from Amazon.
Yeah,
But
it just doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit what they're trying to.
Hey,
yeah,
just message people, like you said, you know, or put out a word, say, hey, you know,
yeah.
hit
But,
up
I
these
mean,
random people could
there
give
are
these guys
programs
rides.
Like, yeah, it would be a dream to have a fleet of 6 Jeeps decked out overland style.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm very confident that the overland community and those makers, American made, would have no problem. I've already met a couple that do tents. That there's a nonprofit up in Oregon that takes these vets out to these like wilderness things, fishing trips. The sheriff like confiscated some like massive $300,000 fishing boat, speakers, like you can ski on this thing.
Jesus.
Big, huge, massive boat. And they gave it to him. They're like, hey, we got this boat
Yeah,
Damn.
from this like tax evasion guy. We don't have any use for it really, so you guys can use it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they take them out to Yosemite and work with the park rangers, and they build corrals for these buffalo out
Wow.
there, and they like
That's
test the
pretty
buffalo.
badass.
And yeah, it's really cool. It's
What's
great.
the name of that?
That is something outfitters. Veteran outfitters, I want to say.
Okay.
But if you look up outfitters, veteran,
Look up
Oregon.
Outfitters real quick.
yeah, outfitters, veterans, Oregon.
I would love to give a shout out to that. So
Yeah, they do a lot of good work, and they've been getting big. But I mean, I think Jeep as an American company would be, there's certain things I can think of.
the only unfortunate thing about Jeep is there's 2 stereotypes that drive Jeeps now.
Yeah, yeah. But I think when it's outrigged with the proper gear.
Yeah.
But
Oregon. Type in Oregon.
yeah, Warfighter Outfitters.
okay, right there?
Right there at the top.
So
Let me go ahead.
that's it right there.
Yep,
Huh?
that's them.
Record this really quick.
So Warfighter Outfitters.
Yep.
Veterans helping veterans on the waters and beyond.
Yeah.
So these are the guys that got the boat and all that stuff. you're
Yeah, they
saying?
do. They do hunting trips, fishing.
And it's all
There
just,
we go.
I mean, just to sign up, you just got to be a veteran pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, they do a lot of good work.
That's
There's
really
a guy
cool.
in California.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, hunt, fishing.
Yep.
So I hate to, so like you want to start something on the, like this, but on a bigger scale even.
Yeah. Nah, so yeah, boats and stuff.
You
yeah,
want to do something. Yeah.
But land, getting out there and
Showing what you've seen.
and showing them, and also helping the local community, and also like, hey, Houston's underwater, or Lake Charles, Louisiana got hit by a hurricane.
Yeah.
Drop your stuff off here at our facility. We're leaving tomorrow night. I guarantee you, this town of Vegas could get 4 or 5 trailers packed.
Yeah.
Easily.
In less than 24 hours, and it's going there. It's not getting diverted to the distribution center. Going here, it's hey. And when I went down when the floods happened in Houston, I didn't see one big name brand disaster. I didn't see one Red Cross vehicle. Didn't see any FEMA people, and I was all over. I went from Dallas to Houston to Beaumont to the coast, all over the place in like
Not
a
a
week.
single one of them.
Didn't see a single big name disaster relief. You know who I saw? It was local churches that were
Really?
getting it done.
Wow.
Local people and local churches. That's where the shelter was, the little firehouse in the town. That's where the supplies were. Not a big corporation anywhere to be seen. These people, like, bam, everyone can stay here. Here's
Wow.
electricity. Here's plenty of food.
Helping their own people out.
Yes. That people would bring in cash, like have a big potluck.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to eat Snickers and peanut butter to survive in a shelter. Here is, my grandma's casserole you can eat. It's like,
Oh,
my
that's
gosh,
so cool.
it's amazing. And, and those are the places we would take that. I've met so many mayors and people of the communities all throughout the place, and key figures. I can immediately like make a phone call. I'd call Eric. They are devastated. Hey, Eric, where does this trailer need? We got one trailer for your area. Where can we take it to? It's like, here, bam, thank you, done, on the way. And that's it. Doesn't get diverted here, there. I actually got, speaking of like how people promote themselves, I found a ride from Dallas to Houston, and it's this moving company. They filled up their trucks, and they're like, hey, we're taking all these supplies down to Houston. I was like, cool, can I get a ride with you guys? Like, yeah, no problem. So they have all these trucks, big convoy, and get down to the distribution center where these are all going. Conveniently ran by Remax.
Really?
Moving company.
Ran by Remax.
Hey. No, the moving company were their own.
Okay.
They were donating to the Remax. So Remax had a center set up to give relief to like their realtors
Uh-huh.
that got damaged.
Okay.
So, hey, you just sold a house. Who might need a moving company?
Holy crap.
Yeah. So I saw this and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, and then I go throughout and see it. It's like, man, that one little town could have really used that truck of supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get like these massive places, like, and I'm thinking, how many realtors do you have that need assistance? Because usually the more better off you are, the more you're not likely to be impacted by a natural disaster.
The less likely you are to be in an area where you're going to be impacted or your house is going to be at risk.
Absolutely. And there's just piles of stuff all over the place. I was like, man. Yeah, once I left for a couple of days, I was like, wow, this all stuff just probably just still sitting there. I mean, but
that's so unfortunate.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, maybe they did. Yeah.
So that's kind of like that. That's when you start seeing the politics in it. That's when you.
There's too much. It's like, look,
it goes so much deeper than.
Yeah, and
you can really think imagine, or I guess I've ever imagined.
I think there's too many people that have views of the veteran community and people support them are so conservative and so big Bible thumpers, and people that are not like that, maybe on the left side, that kind of scares them away a little bit. They won't feel comfortable. And, you know, I've met tons of liberals that are like, hey, man, what do you need? Like, oh, this is cool. You know, you can be a normal person and help multiple groups of people. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not so defined by our political views.
We're not as divided as the media puts out.
Yeah. And social media.
Yeah.
Like, I remember a time where it was kind of like not cool to even talk about politics because we had so many other cool things to talk about.
Yeah.
And do.
Yeah.
It's like, and now it's like people are trying to get identified by that. It's like, it's not it. You could be the vegan, leftist, socialist dude, and you can still bring stuff, you know, for disaster relief. You can bring your kid in, or you're a vet, bring your kid in, we'll teach him some stuff. It's just everyone.
Well, that's like the funniest thing, like you were speaking about earlier, is like, you served in the Army, correct?
Yep.
So the way that everything puts it out right now, if you're on Twitter for 10 minutes, what you're going to see is you're going to see that guys that served are, you know, military. They got beards. They wear American flags, and they could give a fuck less about anybody that doesn't think the way that they think. You're just telling us about yourself hanging out at a gay bar.
Yeah.
And getting along with everybody just
awesome.
fine.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
I'll go back. Yeah.
So like basically
they're
that
not
right.
like trying to take me home, drug me, rape me, fill me up.
Well, not only that, but you're not in there to go beat a bunch of gay guys.
No.
So but if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, anything for more than 15 minutes, you're gonna see these guys.
Yeah, if I do an Instagram live,
Like,
hey y'all, I'm about to go into this gay bar. And I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And then they see that happen, they're like, no, this is fake. This is set up, this is staged. It's like, no, it's just
that's the way it really is.
Yeah.
If you just I guess pull your head out of your ass for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Just it's life is not about who you vote. Voting's important, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But don't be defined by your political party.
Yeah. And that's everybody is defined by that today.
I think that like you said, nobody cared about it for a long time. There was a big period there where it didn't matter. And there was a lot of things that spiked up this year that all of a sudden, but if you think about it, it goes on like a big loop about every 30 to 40 years.
Uh-huh.
And then it matters all of a sudden. And then as soon as everybody stops losing attention, we get something crazy that happens, or something happens on TV. And you look at the coronavirus, you go from thanking our first responders to hating our first responders.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like all of a sudden everybody wants to vote. Yep. You know, so I think that it's like you say, it's a lot deeper than we understand, but it is controlled all by the mainstream media.
Yeah.
So when you come onto the podcast and you're talking about hanging out at a gay bar, you know, and you're America as America gets.
I think people have quickly forgotten what September 12th, 2001 was like.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to have to, at this point, I think aliens are going to have to come out of the sky, like start killing everyone. Then we'll finally like, hey, we need to come together for this.
Yeah.
But hopefully that day will come sooner without aliens, but I don't know. I think if it keeps going the way it is, like there's going to be some people that are going to say, I'm done.
Yeah.
This is it. Snapped. I mean, I still can't believe that there hasn't been like an attack on soil for so long. Like what? It's been a long time since someone came over here and messed something up.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I've been saying for a while, I think that it's, if there is a time, now is the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we are as weak as we've ever been.
Yep.
And divided.
As weak and divided as we were back in, the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of things in facilities like, oh, what's that? Oh, really? It's like, that sounds like further away from the road. Like, terrorists do just show up, shoot an RPG, and like disrupt the whole grid for 6 months. It's going to cost them $20.
Shouldn't that be protected a little better?
Yeah, shouldn't there be like a big fence or something or further away? No, it's just right there by the freeway. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, but I do
strange
need
times.
to,
It's strange times.
wrap it up.
All right,
That's fine, man. Yeah,
Get it. How long do we go?
we're at an hour and 45 minutes. So I was going to
Didn't even
ask
feel
you.
like it.
Yeah, no.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, no kidding.
But,
that's what happened last night when I was drinking. My friend, he's in the Marines, and he goes, dude. And he's looking at the bottle. I go, what? And I looked. I was like, oh, dang, it's empty. I was like, well, I guess we got to go
Damn it
now.
again.
There's no more alcohol here. And so, yeah, I drink like twice a year. But when I drink, it's crazy how much I can.
Are you guys staying down at the strip or?
By the strip. Yeah, I'm staying away from the
Be
strip.
careful down
Yeah,
there.
stay down there. Don't stay down there.
Yeah, we're like a mile east.
Okay.
of the
Nice.
strip.
But before you go, is there? Let's get. I want you to plug basically to our listeners and stuff where they
Sure.
can help you out. Where to follow, where to donate. You're still taking donations, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's.
I haven't had one in a while because I kind of just been like, hey, everyone stay safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll all start once the holidays
I know.
end.
I know times
Yeah,
are tough right
coming
now,
up,
but
yeah.
like let's. Dude, I really appreciate what you're doing. We
Absolutely.
have military family and stuff like that. And
Thank
you
you.
met our stepdad, and
Yeah.
he was honored
Yeah,
to meet
good guy.
you. And
What you're doing, like I said earlier, truly is amazing, man. It really is. Like,
Appreciate it. But
you're gonna change a lot of lives, man.
Yeah.
And I really mean that. And
Appreciate it.
but I would like to the 12. You got the 12th Parsec's full help.
yeah.
But let's get some plugs. Let's hear where we can donate and stuff like that.
the Four Corners hike, all one word with the number 4 Corners hike, on Facebook. That's the main central hub. There's fourcornershike.org, Four Corners Hike on Instagram. I think there's a Twitter one, but I don't really use that because it's more of a visual journey than let out a tweet about something like, oh, having fun at gay bar tonight. And, but, yeah, the Facebook is where I mainly go live. Probably gonna I made some wooden American flags
Okay.
a little bit. It's probably gonna sell those here shortly because it's a really nice time outside in Ohio right now. The weather's nice.
We'd love to get one for the studio, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Great.
We would love to grab one of those.
Love to send you one. Yeah, it takes about, I want to say like 12 to 14 hours per flag.
Wow.
Oh,
And
wow.
it takes about a week for like from start to finish
They're beautiful.
to get it done.
We'll post some pictures up. And
Yeah, we
we'll
will.
show you guys what they
Sure.
look like.
Other than that, I mean, yeah, you can send me a message. If you're a veteran out there, you need help, send me a message. Tell me where you're at, what you need help with. I mean, I can't promise anything, but there's been a lot that have, and it's like, hey, I just so happen to know blah 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 in this state, and they'll get you hooked up, and then it's like, hey, no problem. This guy, is in the VFW there and got this veteran squared away.
That is so awesome.
It's
incredible,
it's
man.
great. Yeah, my Rolodex, if I had one, of people I know now is just, it's insane, and it's only going to get bigger and better, and it's awesome to see this Americans from all different backgrounds and political views and areas of the country and race and sexual orientation that, like, why aren't we helping our vets more? It's like, oh, that's a good question. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
That's incredible.
Well, you heard it here, everybody.
Eli Smith, guys.
Yep.
This guy's amazing, and we've had a blast with you, man. We
Yes,
appreciate you
thank you.
coming
It's fun.
on.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And anytime you need to promote or anything like that, you're always welcome on the show, man.
Absolutely.
And to everybody out there, thank you guys for listening, and be sure to check out all of his pages. Donate, do what you can to help him out. Let's get this last leg finished up for him.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
all right, thank you.